Magical Tour of China is a series designed for middle to high school heritage students who wish to further enrich their Chinese language abilities. This series is about 3 American families traveling to China. Students with sufficient Chinese language background can pick up this series and dive into a deeper understanding of the Chinese language and culture. The series is designed for students to achieve intermediate level proficiency addressed in the Oregon Second Language Standards that are adapted from the American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Languages. When students are finished with this series, they can possess the ability to converse with other native Chinese speakers with ease and confidence, be able to make meaningful language connections and comparisons between the Chinese language and their own, and demonstrate a comprehensive understanding of ancient and modern-day Chinese culture. With this knowledge, students can easily take the Advanced Placement Chinese exam administered in schools across Oregon. The series is available in simplified Chinese. It is divided into 4 volumes with each volume containing 9 lessons. Each textbook volume is accompanied by a workbook, audio CD, and online curriculum. For volumes 1 and 2, we also provide a teacher's guide. The materials are provided for teachers and students to have plenty of extra practice, exercises, and review in and out of the classroom.
Let's take a look at the textbook. In each lesson, the lesson text is presented in a story format with comic book style illustrations that are age appropriate for teenagers and young adults. After the illustrations, the lesson text is presented again in normal text format, followed by a vocabulary list, grammar and sentence structures, sample exercises, a section on the origins of Chinese characters, words and phrases, culture stories, and the Pinyin and English translation of the lesson text for additional support. Each lesson offers a step-by-step, spiral-up approach to reinforce learning. Previous vocabulary is presented in every new lesson, encouraging students to retain learned information when exploring new topics. This not only helps teachers understand how much the students have learned, but more importantly, it builds confidence in students, letting them know that they can learn and use Chinese in their everyday lives. Each lesson also includes culture components that highlight different aspects of Chinese society related to the lesson theme. The 3 sections, Chinese characters, words and phrases, and Chinese culture, all have a vocabulary list with Pinyin and English definitions. English translations are also available in volumes 1 and 2 of the textbook to help explain complex idioms and cultural information about Chinese language and society. In volumes 3 and 4, the presence of English becomes minimal to reinforce the attainment of learned material in the target language. The cultural components cover modern-day topics, idiomatic expressions, and include excerpts from modern texts, classic literature, and news articles. These sections not only help students attain cultural and linguistic understanding of the Chinese language, but it also gives teachers the flexibility to use these topics as forms of assessments of reading comprehension skills and activities to jumpstart cultural discussions. All in all, they give students a wider context in which they can build communicative and cognitive Chinese language skills, thus allowing them to connect what they learn in class to real-life situations in school and the community around them. In addition, Volumes 3 and 4 of Magical Tour of China have another distinctive feature. At the end of each lesson, there's an additional section called Reading or Lifestyle, which focuses on authentic materials and/or aspects of Chinese society, people, and culture. They can be used as supplemental exercises and classroom discussions to enhance learning. For teachers, we provide a teacher's guide for the first 2 volumes that offer instructional support and guidance. For each lesson, the lesson includes teaching objectives about communication, culture, and making connections and comparisons, a section on vocabulary, pronunciation, and establishing semantic and syntactic relationships between characters, a grammar section focusing on sentence patterns relevant to the lesson, important words and phrases, Chinese culture, pointers and suggestions on how to plan a class with interactive and engaging activities, and an extending learning section to provide additional exercises and reference materials to encourage further exploration and discussion in the classroom. This series is also accompanied with a workbook. Each lesson is divided into 2 parts. Section A of the workbook lesson focuses on activities that provide extra opportunities for students to practice learned vocabulary and grammar, as well as reinforce listening comprehension, reading and writing skills. Section B of the workbook lesson delves deeper into understanding aspects of Chinese culture, various idiomatic expressions, and creating culturally relevant compositions in the Chinese language. To assess students' listening abilities, the audio CD is included in the list of materials. The CD reflects the lesson text, so students can listen and/or read along to practice speaking and listening. The variety of exercises and learning tools give teachers the opportunity to observe and assess students, as well as use them for supplemental instruction.
We highly encourage all learners to utilize the online learning system when using this series. Having textbooks, workbooks, and other printed materials facilitate learning, but using the online will take that learning one step further. Students can access their online lessons from anywhere with internet and continue to practice Chinese with additional homework exercises, the voice recorder, composition assignments, and the writing pad. For learners who want additional writing practice, each lesson comes with a composition component. This can help with a differentiated learning classroom, where teachers can assign composition to fit the needs of multiple students in a Chinese class. In addition, teachers with school group accounts have access to an integrated classroom management system, complete with features to assign and grade homework, send messages, and generate progress reports.
For grades 6 through 8, we would recommend that teachers go through one volume of Magical Tour of China in one school year, with 40-minute classes per day. However, at the high school and AP level, we would recommend that a high school Chinese class finish one volume in one semester, with 50-minute classes per day. To learn more about how to use Magical Tour of China in your classroom, please contact us at 888-384-0902. or email usa@betterchinese.com.